My name is Edgar Lok Tin Yong, and this is my website. I hope you are well and stay safe. As you can see, we are going to talk more about the Bazi, and this is the 11th videos. Today, we continue to talk about the 10 gods and its meanings. So, in the last video, we talked about how the 10 gods come from, which is actually the interaction or interrelation between the 5 elements. And now, today, in this video, we're going to talk about the meaning of them. So, let's start. So, there's 2 functions, there's 2 meanings for the 10 gods. The first one is to look at the people around us. For example, mother, father, husband, wife, children, friends, siblings. That is called in Chinese we call Lok Chan. Lok Chan means the 6 relationship, relationship which as I mentioned earlier, all those. And then the other function of the 10 gods is about represent the career, like the career, and sometimes also personality. There's a lot of things we can look at from the 10 gods. So let's look at the first one. We remember always the DM or the day master is the point, the Tai Chi point. So we, based on the elements of this one, so for example, let's say again, we use this is the wood element, okay? The wood element. So with water element, if there's water, that is produced wood, right? Produced wood. So it's called the resources. Called the resources. There's a direct resources and indirect resources. So the direct and indirect is based on the yin and yang of the water, the interaction. You go back to look at the previous video. So, or in Chinese, it's called the yang or pinyin. This is a simple way of writing the pinyin, like a P, pinyin. So what it enhances the wood, what it produces the wood, so pinyin or yang resources, direct resources and indirect resources. In the chart, it represent the mother, your mother. So the mother produces us, mother give birth to this element, the water element give birth to wood. So if let's say this is fire, then that's the wood. In the chart, the wood will be the mother. If the day master is the fire, then the wood will be the mother. Sometimes the direct resources, Zeng Yang, is your own mother. And if let's say the father has a second wife, then the second wife become your stepmom. So the indirect resources, sometimes we can look at as the stepmom. Then also an elderly lady, auntie, elderly woman. Then they can look at in your chart. They can look at as resources or the indirect resources. So that's one thing. If you look at the wood element, okay. So wood element is we call Beijing, self element, or I call it this they call Gip Toy, wealth, which is wealth. Some master translate as wealth, but I use the term is like sibling element. If you look at the previous video, you may know that. So if it's the same yin and yang, that will be the brother or sister. Okay. If it's, let's say this is a male chart, male chart, and this is a Jia wood. And if you look at the Jia, see the Jia wood, that means the same. They are the same, same yang. So it will be the brother. If this is a female, and you are wood, and you look at a wood, then it's the sister. But if you are male Jia wood and look at the yin wood, the yi, which is the different gender, right? Yin and yang. So if this is male, then will be the female. So it's a sister. On the other hand, if this is a female of Jia, and then you see a Jia, that will be a sister, and you see a Yin, that will be a brother. Okay, so that is the three. And then the wood control earth. Let me rub this off, and then wood control earth. Okay, wood control earth. Okay, and the sibling element or the self element also represent your friends as well. Friends or similar age, like 1 or 2 years in between, your friends. And also it can represent money as well, because it's wealth. So in the wealth there. So wood here, wood control earth. What I control is wealth, 財. It can be 正財 or 偏財 or indirect wealth. For the 偏財, indirect wealth, generally in a chart we write this symbol. So just 偏, just half of that. So wealth here, it represents, money. But in sometimes it can be represent, but because there's a yin and yang, so it can be positive one or negative one. So for the wealth, we can see sometimes it's spending, sometimes money coming. It is all depend. I will tell you why later. So regardless for male or female, the wealth, direct or indirect wealth, it can be represent money and also represent the father. And in the male chart, it also represent the spouse element or wife, or lovers, or partners, or girlfriends. So the wealth is is this this meaning to the wood, okay? And then so because there's yin and yang, good and bad. So sometimes someone marry a wife, very good, help him. Sometimes after someone married, their life is become terrible. So how can you divide from the chart? There's a way, and we will go into that later. In the other video. So we are going to, in this video, we talk more about the meaning of the 10 gods. And then if the wood see the metal is called the officer or 7 killing. Okay, so 7 officer, 7 killing or officer is the work or your boss, or in some master they translate as a power, the power element. So power. So of course power, you can be overpowered by someone or you power over someone. So how do you look at whether you are power on someone or someone power on you? So that is the technique we need to learn. So career works, and for female chart, the officer and the 7 killing, it represent the husband, boyfriend, partner, or also it also can represent someone bullying you as well. So as I say, how do you look at the chart, whether you overpower someone or someone overpower you. That is the thing, very important to see. You don't see any power, that means you power over someone. It's not. Sometimes it may be someone, power over you. So the power also can be, as we say, it's a career. So it's can be a promotion as well. So promotion, okay. So then after that, then we will see another element, which is the fire. Fire element. So fire element, which is some master, they call it, the output for output elements, and I call it, the eating god, which is Siksa, or hurting officer. Hurting officer, 傷官. So that is also a output. So output is intelligence, your creativity. For female chart, the output is the children. So if you look at someone's chart, see whether they have children or not. The hurting officer or eating god is a signal to look at. So for hurting officer and eating god, because they are produced by the day master, so it is, for female chart is the children. For male chart is their talents, the intelligence, but sometimes can be stupid as well, can be not so clever. So it really depends on the chart type. So the chart type is, we need to look at the whole chart and look at the chart, see whether these 10 gods, they are good or bad. So let me give you a little bit of the chart type here. So there's 5 elements here, like we have water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. Okay. So if from the wood point of view, the self element, or sibling element, and the resources, direct or indirect resources, because that will produce the wood, that help the wood. So this here, they call it a self-gain. Chinese call 自黨. So self-gain. So the fire, because it drains the wood, the earth, wood need to control the earth, so we'll waste some earth, some wood's power, and the metal will chop the wood. So these 3 of them, they are draining the day masters, so they call the opposite gain, or in Chinese called 異黨. So in any given chart, there will be self-gain and opposite gain. They are fighting. So that's why how life is so unbalanced, because the two gains are always fighting. See which is winning. If depends on the chart type. Sometimes the opposite gain win, then you're doing well. Sometimes the self gain win, you do well. Depends on the chart type. Sometimes the opposite gain wins, then you do very badly, very bad. The self gain win, then you do well. So it depends on the chart type. And the charts type is very, very important to look at a chart according to what I have been studying. Some master may look at differently, but never mind. I will tell you how to look at the chart type. Start from maybe on the next video or video after, because there's still some more basic information you need to know. So I will stop here. I hope you can get some meaning for the 10 God. And before I go, as I say, if you click your mouse, give me a like, share, comment, and then subscribe to the channel. So thank you very much. I see you next time.